Well, hello and welcome to this charming Pueblo Mágico, Todos Santos. Today, we'll dig into the cost of living, rentals, transportation, shopping, and other aspects of living in this coastal gem. And like always, we'll cover some of the funnest things to do. My name is Mariana, and this is Mexico Relocation Guide. And if you're planning to move to Mexico or just want to enjoy learning about it, you're in the right channel. Learn with us about this laid-back, magical town, the vibe, some of the best things to do, and so much more. So what is living in Todos Santos like? Well, it's a popular tourist destination, which is also known for its rich cultural heritage, artistic community, beautiful beaches, and natural scenery. Tourism plays a significant role in the economy of the town and the surrounding region. Now, that being said, the people are characterized as being warm and welcoming. They'll always be willing to help and guide you. Many locals, especially those working in the tourism industry, restaurants, shops, hotels, and the like, know a good amount of English to cater to the many international visitors who come to the town. Now, additionally, there is a sizable expat community in Todos Santos, which further contributes to the overall English being spoken in the area. However, while English is commonly spoken in some of these areas by some of these people, it may be less widely spoken in more remote or less touristy parts of the town. So it's always helpful to have some basic Spanish phrases and vocabulary, especially if you plan to live long-term in Mexico. This also shows the locals you care and want to make an effort to integrate into their culture. Now, Todos Santos is generally known for its laid-back atmosphere, friendly community, and artistic people. Todos Santos is located in the southern part of the Baja California Sur Peninsula in Mexico. The landscape is characterized by a diverse mix of natural features, including desert terrain, coastal areas, mountains, and lush oases. The weather is generally warm and pleasant throughout much of the year. However, there are some variations depending on the season. The cool season is typically mild and comfortable. It runs from October through February, with highs starting in the mid-70s and reaching the mid-80s occasionally. Nights are cooler with temperatures in the 50s and 60s. The warm season runs from March through September, and you'll see daytime temperatures from the upper 80s to low 100s. The nights remain relatively mild with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Now, humidity levels can also increase during the summer months, particularly in July and August. However, the nearby Pacific Ocean helps moderate these temperatures, and coastal breezes provide some relief from the heat. Overall, Todos Santos enjoys a semi-arid climate with relatively low rainfall throughout the year. The majority of the precipitation occurs during the late summer and early fall months, although rain showers are usually brief and infrequent. This little Pueblo Mágico has a population of about 10,000 people as of 2022. So now that you know a little bit about Todos Santos, let's get into some of the areas that you might consider living in. Anytime you plan to move somewhere, you of course have to think about where you want to live. The price range for rentals in Todos Santos can vary widely depending on factors such as location, size, amenities, and those kinds of things. For a modest long-term rental, you can expect a range from around 15,000 to 30,000 pesos a month. Just to give you a rough estimate, depending on the exchange rate, that's about anywhere between 800 to about 1,700 US dollars a month. However, rentals can be as high as 70,000 pesos a month for higher-end areas and, of course, higher-end amenities. Something to remember about beach towns is that the closer you are to the ocean, the more you can expect to pay in your long-term rental. Another important thing to note is that long-term rentals are not super common. It may even be a benefit for you to look into buying instead of renting if you choose to move to Todos Santos. When looking at properties to purchase on sites like Inmuebles24, Facebook groups, and those kinds of places, I found that you can expect a range of 3.5 million to 8 million pesos. Once again, depending on location, the size of the house, and the amenities. Now, having said that, let's look at some of the common neighborhoods in this picturesque town. These are areas such as Centro, La Cachorra, and La Poza are all very popular locations that generally appeal to expats. They are all relatively close to the downtown area where Todos Santos really comes to life. If you choose to live in or near Centro, there are many restaurants and activities to enjoy when you feel like getting out of the house and experiencing this colorful Pueblo Mágico. Now keep in mind, when you're planning where you want to live, consider factors like walkability if you don't plan to own a car, amenities that are nearby, and proximity to grocery stores. It'll make your experience a whole lot different. Now, it's always helpful to get connected with a local real estate agent who knows the city and the rental market. This can also help you get a better understanding of the contract before signing for any long-term rentals or locking yourself in by purchasing a property. And if you need any recommendations, our complete Mexico relocation guide has a list of some great reputable realtors in Todos Santos and in the surrounding areas of Baja California Sur that can help you find a long-term rental or a house to buy. Now, if you just want to scout the area and want to get a better idea of whether you can see yourself living here or not, then we recommend a private relocation tour. We connect you with locals who live in these areas of Mexico who will meet with you, show you around, show you the different neighborhoods, what your shopping options are, how to get around, and answer your questions of what it's like to actually live here. And all this coming from a local with no agenda to sell you anything. So if you're interested in that, I'll leave the links in the comments down below. Now let's get into what you can expect to pay for some utilities. Now, the local government generally provides utilities such as water and electricity, and there are a few different local providers for gas, similar to other cities in Mexico. You should research with one service your area has that may be the best. Now, a base range of utilities in Todos Santos can go approximately from 850 to 2,500 pesos for water, electricity, and gas, and that's monthly. This, of course, varies based on your household size and usage. Before renting, it's always a good idea to ask the landlord for a copy of the most recent utility bill. This will help you avoid any surprises about utility costs. I even recommend this if you're purchasing a house. It's always a good idea to get a copy of the most recent utility bill from the previous person who lived in this house, just to get an idea of what those utility costs are. High-speed internet is available in most areas of Todos Santos. If high-speed internet access is a priority for you, I recommend inquiring about availability and speeds before renting or purchasing a property. Additionally, you can check with the local internet service providers to find out about the options and plans available in the area. They'll need your address and some additional information. For internet, you can expect to pay 400 to about 1,000 pesos a month. Now, you can also opt for something like Starlink if you prefer satellite internet. If you think this video has been helpful so far, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more videos about living in Mexico. Now, let's get into shopping. If you've been watching Mexico Relocation Guide for a while, you know I always suggest shopping local first. So let's start there. In Todos Santos, there is not one central market like other cities, where all food and household items are sold in one place. Instead, you'll find several smaller stores with more specific items like fruterías, also called frutas y verduras, where you can find fruits and vegetables, carnicerías, where you can buy meat, chicken, cremerías, where you can buy cheese, sour cream, dairy products, panaderías, which are bakeries, and so on and so forth. You'll find these all throughout town and near the neighborhoods. These are perfect for grabbing a couple of groceries quickly and close to home without having to carry a lot of bags back home. Also, it's very common in Mexico for you to do multiple shopping trips during the week so that you buy as much as you need for the next 2 or 3 days and you shop again in 2 or 3 days. In Todos Santos, there are a few smaller markets known as tienditas, where you can find a mix of cleaning supplies, packaged food items, and other miscellaneous goods. They may also be known as tiendas de abarrotes. Other shops are scattered throughout Todos Santos, where you can find a wide range of household goods and souvenirs. In the downtown Centro area, there is a Cielito Lindo Market, which is a well-known strip of shops selling souvenirs, crafts, and other artisanal items. There's a pretty cover of the strip with intricately sewn patterns that add to the atmosphere. I mean, there's so much for you to find in this market. Now, for supermarkets, there may be some items or household goods or imported goods that you just can't live without, and that's where supermarkets really come to play. Given how small Todos Santos is, it shouldn't surprise you that there isn't a Walmart locally in town. However, there are a few small supermarkets in town. For more options, you'd either have to make an hour-long drive to La Paz or Cabo San Lucas, where there's a Walmart, Soriana, and Chedraui, which are all big box supermarkets. Now, if you don't want to travel back and forth as often for your groceries, you could get a membership at a bulk store like Sam's or City Club in La Paz. Cabo has a Costco in addition to these warehouse stores. Now this would allow you to stock up on household goods between visits like toilet paper, laundry, detergent, and anything that you need in bulk. So what if you have a medical emergency? Healthcare services are limited in Todos Santos due to its size. Several clinics and medical facilities provide a range of healthcare services. The main clinic is the St. Jude's Medical Center. These facilities may offer general medical consultations, some emergency care, lab services, diagnostic imaging, and minor procedures. It's a good idea to inquire about the specific services offered at each clinic or hospital, especially if you're planning on moving to Todos Santos with a pre-existing condition or a chronic condition that requires you to see a very specific specialist. There are also a few pharmacies and consultorios locally, but for any major problems, you'll want to travel to the nearby towns of La Paz or Los Cabos, which is an hour away. Here, you'll find a few hospitals like the Central de Especialidades Médicas, also referred to as FIDEPAS, in La Paz. It has doctors specialized in a wide range of specialties and 24-hour service. Or you can also go to Los Cabos. Some of the prominent hospitals in the area include Hospital H+, Blue Net Hospital, and St. Luke's Hospital. Now, if you have pre-existing health issues, you should check if there are doctors available near any city you're looking to move to, not only Todos Santos or La Paz or Los Cabos. Anywhere in Mexico, you should really see if the specialist that needs to treat your chronic condition is nearby. I always recommend to prevent instead of treat, meaning you should also try to maintain a healthy lifestyle with a good diet and exercise, as well as taking care of your mental health. A morning walk on the beach or a quick hike is a perfect way for getting some fresh air and clearing your mind. Okay, now before we talk about how to move around once you're in Todos Santos, let's look at how you get here. To get here, you can either fly or drive. If you fly from the US or Canada, you'll come in through the Los Cabos International Airport. The airport code is SJD. This is the nearest major airport to Todos Santos. It's located about an hour and a half away by road. From the airport, you can rent a car, hire a taxi, or take a shuttle to Todos Santos. Several airlines offer domestic and international flights to Los Cabos International Airport, which makes it a convenient option for travelers coming from various locations. Now, if you're already in Baja California Sur or nearby regions, you could either take a bus into town, or if you prefer, you can drive to Todos Santos. If you're traveling from mainland Mexico, you can take a ferry from the port of Topolobampo or Mazatlan to La Paz, and then you can drive to Todos Santos from there. Now, another interesting thing about Todos Santos and Baja California Sur in general is that this is considered the free zone. So if you did decide to drive, you do not need to get a temporary import permit to drive your foreign plated vehicle as long as you are staying within the free zone. If you plan to drive outside of Baja California Sur or Baja California Norte, which are both considered the free zone, then you would need to get a temporary import permit. That's a nice tip to consider. After you arrive in Todos Santos, getting around town is relatively straightforward, and there are several transportation options available for visitors and people who live here. Many parts of Todos Santos are very pedestrian friendly, especially in the downtown area and around the historic district. So walking is a great way to explore the town's shops, restaurants, art galleries, and other activities at a leisurely pace. If you want to move around a little quicker, bicycles are a popular mode of transportation, which also offer an eco-friendly and efficient way to get around. You can rent bicycles from various shops and rental agencies in the area. Now, if you want to go a further distance, or you just prefer having somebody drive you around, taxis are readily available and can be hailed on the street or found at designated taxi stands. Now, be sure to confirm the fare with the driver before starting your journey. That way, there's no surprises in the end. And finally, for complete freedom, renting or bringing your own car is really the best way to explore Todos Santos and its surrounding areas at your own pace. This is especially good if you plan to visit nearby beaches, attractions, or towns, or maybe you just want to have the liberty of living in Todos Santos but getting to La Paz or Los Cabos every now and then for shopping, medical service, and those kinds of things without having to rely on public transportation. Keep in mind that it is mandatory for you to have Mexican auto insurance in Mexico. Your international insurance will not cover you. Okay, now that you know how you'll get here, how to get around, where to live, where to shop, all your medical options, now let's look at some fun things to do. You can wander through the charming streets of downtown and admire the colonial architecture, colorful buildings, and historic landmarks such as the Misión Santa Rosa de Todos Santos or Hotel California. This hotel is rumored to have connections to the popular Eagles song. However, the band owners have denied these claims. Hotel California is primarily a boutique hotel and not a historical site related to the song's origins. Nonetheless, it's become a popular spot for tourists who enjoy the song and its ambience. This beautiful Pueblo Mágico is also known for its vibrant art scene, with numerous art galleries and studios showcasing the work of local and international artists. It's really a sight to see. Or you can experience the local culture and traditions by attending the festivals, art fairs, music concerts, and cultural events held at the theater and the main plaza throughout the year. Now, if you're a foodie or you like to try new things, you can also sample traditional Mexican cuisine and regional specialties at one of the many restaurants, cafes, and street food stands. In Mexico, street food stands are perfectly safe for you to eat at, so I highly recommend that you try them out. Explore the natural beauty of the region by hiking in the nearby Sierra de la Laguna mountains, visiting desert oases, and observing wildlife in their natural habitat. You can also pay to ride horses, rent ATVs to explore the different areas in different ways. And of course, this is a beach town, so we can't forget about the beaches. Todos Santos is a popular destination for surfing, with waves suitable for all skill levels. Take a surf lesson, rent a board, and ride the waves at renowned surf spots such as Los Cerritos, which is about 10 minutes from the main part of town. Or if you prefer to just relax in the sand, soak up the sun, there are lots of beautiful beaches in and near Todos Santos. So although this beautiful beach town is small, it doesn't lack fun activities for you to experience. In fact, I would say it has a lot of things for you to experience, especially if you like the outdoors. To me, there's something so magical about this gorgeous little town. Maybe it's the welcoming people, the colorful art and culture, or the laid-back vibe. But whatever it is, I'd say this is a great town to live. So what do you think? Does Todos Santos sound like your next home? What was your favorite thing about this magical town? Let me know in the comments down below. Now don't forget that we have a variety of private relocation tour guides we recommend not only in Todos Santos, but all across Mexico. Our recommended contacts are locals who know the area in and out. They can show you what living here is truly like. They'll give you some insider tips and help you determine if this is the right city for you. It's always hard to say goodbye, but I'm also so excited to share more information, tips, and knowledge on how to live in Mexico the right way. Don't forget to give this video about Todos Santos a like if you found it to be helpful. And remember, this is not adios, friends. This is just an hasta luego. Thank you so much for exploring this enchanting Pueblo Mágico, and I will see you guys on our next video. Nos vemos!